I stand on one end and like slide the things back to her when she doesn't hit it. And at one point, I like picked them all up and walked them back to her. She stabs me, runs out the front door, and I lay dying.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Was it last episode where you went on your quest?
It was. That was last episode, yeah.
Since then, you've been on another quest.
I did. I went to Virginia.
How was it?
Tim, you not. It was a blast. And we played a real life version of Among Us. It was dope. So we get to this house.
You were seeing Paul? Yes,
we were seeing Paul. Yep, it was
Yeah.
Paul's 30th birthday. He invited a bunch of people.
Paul's only 30.
Yep,
That's magical. I thought he was older than that.
no, well, that's not a good thing, but
He just is so wise.
of course, invited a bunch of us. We rented this like 6-7 bedroom house, huge house on a big plot of farmland, like
Nice.
enormous. I step in the first room, and the first, like, when you walk in is like a game room. They got a pool table, like a shuffleboard thing, a couple old arcade machines,
Nice.
and a bar. And I walk in and I look around and I go, play Among Us here. So I get a paper plate and a pen, and I walk through the rest of the house. It's huge, big living room, big kitchen, like a bunch of other bedrooms, a whole basement that's basically just another house. Like there was a kitchen in the basement.
I need a kitchen in my basement.
And I start writing down like things that could be tasks. And so like I like one of the old arcade games had Pac-Man on it, so a task was to beat Pac-Man. Another task was like go outside. We set up a table with like beer pong. It was like make like 5 beer pong shots. Run to the other side of the yard, touch the fence, come back, go to the front yard, do a bunch of cartwels.
I thought you were gonna say run to the front yard and touch grass.
Yeah, basically. There was a Where's Waldo book in the living room. So one of the tasks was you have to find Waldo.
Find Waldo, baby.
Flip a cup in the kitchen. I said you had to make all of the beds in all 6 of the bedrooms. So you had to go mess up the bed and remake it. And it worked. Like, it worked very well. We handed out cards. If you got the Joker, you were the imposter. You just killed someone by like poking them, like jabbing them. And so Paul and his girlfriend T, who will be on Virtual Survivor season 2, but no one knew she was his girlfriend going into it.
That's why I thought we were keeping that a secret.
No, I mean, we'll reveal it eventually. Like, we'll reveal it in the next thing anyway. But they got imposter together. And I go into the game room with them. Everyone else is like elsewhere. This was by far, we were all like, there were multiple times where I was like crying, laughing over the weekend.
They just like beat the shit out of you.
No, they're faking tasks. I didn't know they were both the imposter, but they're in there faking tasks. So Paul's sitting on the Pac-Man machine playing Pac-Man, and T's trying to like land the shuffleboard thing. I was like, T, I already did shuffleboard. Let me help you. So like, I stand on one end and like slide the things back to her when she doesn't hit it. And at one point, I like picked them all up and walked them back to her. She stabs me, runs out the front door, and I lay dying. Paul is 4 feet away in the same room, facing the other direction, just hunched over the Pac-Man machine like, all these stupid fucking ghosts.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he was the other imposter, but he also didn't see me die.
Sure.
And I laid there for 3 minutes just watching him play Pac-Man and stuck at it. I start bawling my eyes out on the floor because someone else walks in and goes, Paul. He turns around sees me, goes, meeting, we need to have a meeting. I started bawling my eyes, crying, because I was like, I've been here for 3 minutes watching you talk to yourself playing Pac-Man.
Did you not go, ugh, when you were like,
no, because I told people not to do that. The first game we played, people didn't really know how to play, so someone like stabbed someone, and she went, I just died, guys. I was like, oh, you can't do that. So I just like laid down and I was like, dude, if I was having a heart attack or something, I would have just died while you played Pac-Man sitting here.
That's funny.
It was very fun. And we drove.
Yeah, damn straight.
No,
actually, yeah, we need an update on this.
I put on my best, like, let me talk to the manager attitude.
Sure.
Because I felt it was necessary.
I would agree, yeah.
And so I followed up a couple times and said, like, hey, if I don't start getting some answers, I'm not flying with you anymore. Like, I'll cancel my rewards membership, like, done. Everything's done. And someone finally answered, was like, hey, send us a receipt of the hotel. We can't pay for the car. We just can't. But send us a receipt of the hotel. We'll see what we can do. So I sent it. That was like a week ago. Hadn't heard anything. I was about to send a follow-up today to be like, time's up. But it looks like they had my parents' address on file. My mom texted me and was like, hey, you just got a check for like $300. And I was like, all right, American Airlines.
Interesting.
They also gave me like 10,000 bonus miles. Sounds like a lot, but like a decent flight somewhere costs like maybe 50,000. So they improved, but it's been quite the hassle to get them to improve.
Yeah. So where are you at? Are you still swearing them off?
I don't think so, especially since I have like some more bonus miles anyway. So like, if I was to,
you want to try this again?
If I was to fly somewhere, like I could get a free flight or two out of them.
You gotta try to see Maggie this week.
This week,
the day this airs, she's in New York, baby.
Oh yeah. Well, you
Big
said
Apple.
in context of like, I would need to fly to see her, but
no. Well, so, yeah, but yeah, she'll be there Monday. She leaves Thursday.
Dope.
So yeah, I said, you're gonna try to see Nick and Anna, and she said no. And then I was like, but you should, and she goes, all right. And that was how that went. That was how that conversation went. So
love it.
Yeah, so we gotta make
that. Not sworn off completely though. Like I'm not happy with them, and I would drive places. And I found out that this happened to like a ton of other people. Like 2 of the other people at the Virginia house were telling me stories of like how they got stranded somewhere within the past month because of American Airlines, and I was like, interesting.
That is interesting. Did you share the news with Paul?
What?
The news.
What news? I actually don't. What are you talking about?
Wedding stuff?
Oh, I told him in like October of last year. we were drunk at a beer fest or an Oktoberfest.
Okay.
I was like, hey, dude, by the way, you know you're going to be one of my groomsmen, right? And he was like, oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah. That was like right after I proposed.
It really has only been that long?
It's been about a year. I proposed, actually, when this is airing, I proposed July 27th of last year.
Okay. Yeah, that feels about right. That feels about right. Yeah. Speaking of birthdays and aging and stuff, so Paul turned 30.
Yeah.
We're turning 30.
Yeah, it sucks.
This is crazy. Maggie says that I'm old.
I mean, I've felt old for like 12 years, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
My back hurts.
Does it scare you?
No. I've had a midlife crisis or two. which is not good. That means I'm going to die at 58. But
That's fair.
just like a general, like, oh man, if I'm going to do some shit, I got to start doing some shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
But other than that, no.
Anna's younger than you by a couple years, right? So
I would never reveal.
no, that's fair. Maggie's younger too, not as much younger as Anna, I don't think, but it's like weird. Like there's gonna be like a whole year where I'm 30 and she's just like still in her 20s.
Yeah.
And Ellie is 2. Like this is ridiculous.
Wow.
It's unacceptable, frankly.
I accept it.
Well, that's fair. I just feel like 30 is a big deal.
I disagree.
I feel like 21 was the big deal for the longest time, but by 23, I didn't give a shit anymore. And then,
yeah,
especially after I got married, then it was like, who fucking cares? But now, like,
25 was the best one.
Why?
That's when you can legally rent a car.
Oh, that's right. That's true.
And that's when your brain stops.
What?
Stops like growing, developing.
Really? At 25?
I think so. I think that's right.
I killed so many brain cells before then.
Yeah.
So, crazier stat then. The fact that we met each other when we were 25. And
that's not right.
That has to be correct.
No
2020? 24.
It was 2019. Maybe even 2018.
No, definitely.
It was. I remember this because I know exactly where I was. I was interning at Stanford, and I was in this like shitty 1-bedroom dorm for the summer. And all I did in my free time was just like rewatch like all these like Star Trek and all these things because I was getting ready to debut. And I was still trying to play in the Schmodown at that point. So I was like, let me get really good at this. I have some free time. Like I'm going to do this. And then I joined the debate thing and I debated you from that shitty 1-bedroom thing. And I was only there in the summer of 2019.
Yeah, it had to have been 19 then. Because that's when you debuted in Fandom as well.
2019. That's right. Yep. So it's been
like I got married in 2018. So I was like, it definitely wasn't that.
So it's been like 6 years and we were like 22 or 23.
23. Yeah. We would have, or I would have like been turning 24.
Right.
Because when's your birthday? October. I want to say 13th.
Well, that'd be wrong.
I want to say 17th.
Getting worse.
So it's earlier.
No. Just getting worse.
The 11th.
Nope.
Is it a teen number?
Not technically.
So 11th?
It just said no.
Oh, 10.
Nope.
12.
Hooray.
Yay.
What a fun segment.
I'm really bad with birthdays.
Me too. I used to rely on Facebook to tell me when they were, and now I just kind of go, sorry. If me not remembering your birthday is a point of contention, like let me know. I'll try harder, but also if it's like
that's fair
to the point where this is a weird thing I have about birthdays. Like I think they're important. But also if you take it to the degree that some people take it to, I think you are a narcissist.
Yeah, I would agree with that sentiment.
Okay.
I very much am like, when I was younger, like up through high school, and honestly, probably up through my 21st birthday, I would argue that I cared a lot about my birthday in the sense that, like, I want to have fun, like, I want to do something for me, like, blah, 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 which I think is fair, even to a degree as you get older. But the difference is that, like, I just don't give a shit anymore. So, like, by the time I was 25, like, I just don't care. So, like, I have people that are like, oh, I need to ask off of work for my birthday. And I'm like, why though? Like
Yeah,
my
you know, when
birthday,
I was like 21, 22, I probably wouldn't have elected to do anything, but my friends around me were like, no, we have to like do so like
yeah, that's fair. My birthday this year, and the only reason I know this is because I write our schedules out pretty far in advance at work. And I had somebody, one of my managers, ask off on the day of my birthday. And I was like, oh, my birthday's on a Tuesday. Like, what do you know? But like, I don't plan on taking off at work. Like, I plan on going to work, coming home. What I might do is I might like grill something for my, like a nice steak or something. But it's I've found that like other people care about my birthday more than I care about my birthday. Like my sister is like obsessed with the fact that I'm turning 30. She's like, we have to go to the casino, we have to go out to dinner. And I'm like,
yeah.
I will do things with you if you want to celebrate and do something, but like you don't need to do that if you don't like it's not a necessity. The only thing I did veto for my birthday this year is I had the choice between my birthday or the day after my birthday for my next dentist appointment. I chose after. I was like, I don't want to do that. Felt like that was a fair compromise.
Fair. Yeah.
When's Anna's birthday? Go.
February. February 5th. I didn't want to say it on the internet, but now it's said. So.
Oh, now it's out there. What were you?
So yeah, birthdays are weird, and like I don't want to seem ungrateful, but there's some people who like you only hear from them once a year, and they're like, "Happy birthday," and it's kind of like, "Thanks," but like, I don't know how to say it in a way that's not like me sounding like I'm mad at people for texting me a happy birthday, but it's like.
No, I get what you mean though.
It's just like, to me, it's like the bare minimum of effort, and it's like if you're gonna do that, maybe just don't bother.
That's fair. Like you want if someone's gonna like reach out to you like to have it be a genuine like thing, not just like
and
off
like
the Facebook checklist or something like that.
Yeah,
that's fair. I get that. I get that sentiment. I like it's funny because I obviously like Nick is not a social media guy. I still am. I try to make a point of like people that we actively talk to in the community, like to say happy birthday if I notice it. If I don't notice it and I didn't say it, sorry, my bad. But like today, the day we're recording this, it's Mark Menchaca's birthday. I like Mark Menchaca. I got a little notification that was like, it's Mark Menchaca's birthday. Hell yeah, I still talk to that guy all the time. So I message him, hey man, happy birthday. Like, I think that, but I get what you're saying of like somebody that you haven't talked to in a year. It's like, and literally the last time you even heard from them was them telling you happy birthday the year before.
Here's a great way to put it. I hate politicians. I am still friends on Facebook. This is bad. I dislike politicians. I liked this guy enough from my interactions with him, but I'm still friends on Facebook with the guy who was the mayor of my town when I was growing up.
Okay.
So we became friends on Facebook, just like a lot of other people in my high school class. And I always see him saying like "Happy birthday wishes to you," like the same message
to
everyone, which tells me he wakes up,
checks his
Facebook, wishes happy birthday to everyone who says his birthday is. And the reason that might sound nice to some people, like, oh, he's taking the time to do that. In my head, I'm like, okay, but he's a politician. He's just trying to make sure his name is like out there
in the algorithm
as much as possible.
Sure.
So in that way, he's like using you as like an ego booster. And I feel bad picking on this guy because I actually don't think that's accurate, but I'm just trying to use it as an example.
Yeah, sure.
Of like how I think people use that. It's like, oh, I made myself feel good. I did this thing, even though it's like the bare minimum low effort that you could possibly do.
Something that I've topic.
If you're gonna wish me a happy birthday on my timeline, you can. I'm not gonna. It doesn't actually upset me, but like.
This is like topic adjacent, but not quite the same thing. Something that I've actually, I thought of more this year than the past couple years, is I actually really appreciated the Happy Father's Days that I got.
But you know, it's like it's not even in the top 20 of like holidays celebrated.
It's the only day I get as a white male, so I'm gonna take it. That might have been a controversial opinion on round 4, but I'm gonna
I
take
get St. Patrick's Day as well, but
oh, that's fair. But what I mean by that is that like I didn't get messages from everybody, which is totally valid. Why would you? But I got messages and people. It was a Sunday, obviously, and I played at church that morning. And I was with my daughter, and I had a lot of people that just like other fathers saying like Happy Father's Day, and to say like Happy Father's Day to them back, and it'd be this kind of like fathery like club type thing. I don't know. It felt that was nicer than like the random happy birthday.
Is it like that Family Guy episode where like, or no, it's husbands. It's not fathers. It's husbands. Where like Brian gets married and then he just all of a sudden spawns cargo shorts, gains like 50 pounds.
I looked like that
and
before.
has just keys to all his sheds.
That's really funny. No, but it was like even like people in the community too. Like when Nazario was like, "Hey Tim, Happy Father's Day," I was like, "Shit, Nazario, that was nice of you. Thank you. I wish I was that nice." That
if Nazario wished me a happy birthday, I'd be like, "Thanks, man," because I talk to him all the time.
Correct.
So like, yeah.
You're saying if who's someone I never talked to? My sister said Happy Father. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I have 3 sisters. I don't talk to one of them very often, but they live in Spain. What do you want from me?
I mean, you talk to people from Spain, England, Australia, and way often.
I actually, so my parents are going to Spain in the fall. We were going to go with them because they're doing Spain for like 4 days, and then they're going to go to Dublin. Hop on a plane and go over to Dublin. So I really wanted to go. But it just like the timing doesn't work out with Ellie and everything. But I said
that American Airlines, are they?
I don't know. But when that was on the table, we actually had a match with David, and I remember asking him like, "My sister lives here. How close are you to that?" And he's like an hour. And I was like, might have to go see David. But now I'm not going to Spain, so maybe one day. But
maybe one day. This is a talk behind the scenes kind of thing, but I also think we're nowhere close to actually doing this. I would love to get some kind of live thing going on.
Oh yeah.
Where like we set it like a year in advance. Tell everyone like Brittany, Joe, David, all the far people like this is the day if you can swing it. Cool. Obviously we can't like pay for your transportation or whatever, but if you're looking for a vacation and you want to come to like New York, also there's a weird echo going on, Tim, but if you can swing it and you want to come to like New York and you know spend a couple hours one night at this event where like we have you play live, do like some interviews, whatever, like treat it like it's a more famous, popular thing than it is.
But it's just like, yeah, no, I love that idea. And I think because like we could do it in like a bar. Like we could rent out like a back, like kind of what you did for your proposal thing.
Yeah.
Like rent something like that. And if it's we do RSVPs, and if it's 10 of us and it's you and me and 10 other random people like a Payson or a Rue, like just like the like bring in like the like or if it's 30, like that would be fun. And then we could all just have drinks and food and hang out, and that would be
shoot some live matches.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Maybe it's not as far off as we think.
Yeah. Wisconsin. No, I'm just kidding. Not Wisconsin.
Maybe Wisconsin.
We have beer and cheese.
It's a lot cheaper than the beer and cheese in New York.
And Ellie would be there.
I'm still hearing an echo, Timothy.
I don't hear an echo, so it has to be me then, right?
Yeah. Sad.
I guess I'm not using this microphone anymore, and you can tell me if it fixes it.
Hello. Nope. Hey, it's gone. Look at that.
Look at that. All right, I gotta fix my microphone.
Love it. So yeah. Birthdays.
Big news. Big.
Okay.
This is
Big
maybe,
nudes.
this is maybe the biggest
Where?
news that we've ever had on this show.
Bet it's not.
I reviewed Superman. I reviewed it with a young gentleman who once ate food with Nick Tuick. Great guy. His name's Javi.
Yeah.
We reviewed the film. We're going to show you that review right now. While we're reviewing the movie, Nick is going to go see the movie. And then afterwards, he's going to give us his 10-second review. So, let's go talk to Tim and Javi right now about Superman.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah,
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Hello, everybody. Here to review a movie. I got Javi with me. Very excited about this. We're talking about Superman. It's out in theaters now. You've probably seen it because I feel like our audience would go to see this type of film. So you don't need us to necessarily tell you whether or not to go and see the movie. But we're going to give you our thoughts. Javi had messaged me asking about the movie, and then he was like, I'm excited, I'm pumped. I was like, we got to talk about it then, Javi. So I actually don't know Javi's thoughts on the movie. He said, if I have things to talk about, I would love to. And then he saw the movie and was like, I'm ready to talk. And I was like, okay, that could be good or bad. So I don't know. So basically what we're going to do is we'll start with just kind of some general impressions, what we thought about the movie for the first little bit. Then we'll talk about some spoilers later. But to kick it off, I like this movie. I don't love this movie, but I like this movie quite a bit. I think it's very good. But Javi, just your blanket statement, like I think you liked it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, you like the movie. Okay, all right. So I guess background here. Not a big DC Comics guy. When it came to comic books, I was always kind of a Marvel kid. And then even just like growing up, the Marvel movies, like Spider-Man was coming out, X-Men was coming out when I was growing up. So like I liked Batman, I liked Superman, but I don't have that like strong connection that I have with like Marvel characters. You seem to like Superman, Javi. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, you know what's funny? I've always been I like DC a lot. I think I'm probably the opposite of you. Like I watched all the Marvel movies, but like when it came to comics and like shows, DC was my jam every time. I like Batman a lot. Like I think he's my favorite superhero of all time. And in high school, I was very poo-poo on Superman. I was like, he's lame, he's boring because he's got all the powers and like nothing can really defeat him except for a green rock. But then like you look into it a little bit more and you're like, his weakness other than kryptonite is like he's more human. Like Batman's this cold, unfeeling, like I'm going to 100% annihilate whoever's in my way no matter what the cost. Whereas Superman is much more like he's a decent person. He's a good person who like knows where the line is, which is one problem that I had with Man of Steel is like the Pa Kent thing. I don't want to dig into Man of Steel.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's a fair point going into this movie. So go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Pa Kent, it's weird that like Jor-El is like you must do good for these people, son, he doesn't know them. Whereas like Pa Kent is much more of a like, just let those kids die. And it just doesn't, it doesn't work because he's the human one. He understands humanity more. Jor-El wouldn't, which is one thing that I didn't like about Man of Steel. But Superman as a whole is very much like, I love people. I love humans. They brought me in. They are my family, which I like a lot about Superman. So I've grown a fondness for Superman. I don't know if he's like, it's probably top 5 for me, but I don't know if he's number 1. I like Superman a lot though.
Yeah, I've grown. I've realized over the years that as I've gotten older, liked the character of Superman more and more. Like I said, I didn't read much of the comics, but there was a point probably around like BVS time where I was like, let's find out more about DC. And in doing so, my idiot self, I decided to watch all of the animated movies. And so I found like through like All-Star Superman, which I haven't read the book, but I watched the movie. Justice League Doom was another one where like the whole like Batman creating the like
contingency protocols.
Like, the contingency for all of them. Even stuff like Injustice. Like there's just like, I like watching Superman more and more as I get older, and I agree with you. I think that like that human side of him, even though he's an alien, is something that like has spoken to me more and more. And something I liked about this movie, without getting into spoilers, was the fact that he actually didn't feel super indestructible, crazy, I'm unstoppable like he has in other iterations that I've seen. Because if you look at his like power list or power set on a sheet on a list, yeah, he has everything. How is he other than a green rock or whatever? But like in this movie, I felt like Lex Luthor was actually like a foil for Superman, and that was done really well through the performances and through the story and everything. So I thought that just overall, this was a Superman that like I actually could get behind. Not that I didn't get behind Cavill. I liked Man of Steel. Probably, I don't know. Like I more than you, maybe. I like that movie quite a bit, but I also acknowledge the flaws in it. And that how like snapping necks and knocking buildings is pretty not what big Superman fans are there for.
Yeah, I think that movie misses the mark on a lot of things. I think it does a lot of things right, and I think it like brought in a lot of people into the Superman fold, which is good. It's like, it's a new take on the character. At least it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's, I think it very key aspects of it. I'm just like, you could not have gotten this worse. But I think there's parts of it that I'm like, yep, this works. I like it. I like Cavill a lot too. I think he's great. But
yeah, he's a great actor, and like he clearly cares about the character as well. Yeah. But I felt the same way about David Cornsweet here. I felt like he really nailed a early Superman. Like so something I was thinking while watching the movie is that at the start, this is minor spoiler. It's in the first 10 seconds of the movie, but this takes place 3 years after he's become Superman. And that felt very reminiscent of Matt Reeves' Batman, where that's 2 years after he started being the Batman, where we don't get the full origin story. You see like the little pieces at the beginning of this movie and throughout the movie of what happened to him to get where we are. But you're 3 years into this Superman. It felt like Cornsweet really nailed like the early I'm being cocky because I have every power known to man. I've never lost a fight, to now having to answer for things and actually be responsible. Like it felt like a good line between the cocky, I don't give a shit attitude of like a young kid Superman and like a really seasoned, planes are still the safest way to travel. Like it felt very like in the middle of that, which I appreciated. Did you like him as the character?
I think he's great. I think this is going to be a weird, controversial take. Maybe not. My Superman is Tim Daly and George Newbern, who's like, he voices Superman in Superman the Animated Series, or Tim Daly voices him in Superman the Animated Series. George Newbern versus him in Justice League Unlimited and Justice League, that show. Those
Yeah.
two shows. They're supposed to be the same character, but those are my Superman. I never super resonated with Christopher Reeve. I get it, like he's the OG in movie form, and like Cavill's great, and Brandon Routh's doing a great Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
David Cornsweet might be the closest to that animated version that I like most.
I've heard a lot of people say that, and I haven't watched the show, so I can't attest to that. But yeah,
You
I've
should.
heard
Really
a
good.
lot of people. I know I would like it if I watched it. Like, I like Batman the animated series, so like I'm sure I would like
One
it.
of the best. Yeah. No, so yeah, he was to me, I'm like, I don't know if he's my Superman necessarily, but if I were to pick a live action Superman, the one that resonated with me most, yeah, it's this guy actually, which is weird. It's too early to tell, but
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe. But also, like, I think, he just gives a really good Superman performance. We don't get a lot of Clark Kent in this movie. I felt like the version of Clark that we see just sitting there with Lois, which is in the trailer, like him talking to Lois, being interviewed by Lois, feels just like it's Superman in clothes. It's Clark. It's him. It's whatever. There's not like that. I feel like there's not as much of a disconnect between Superman and Clark Kent as there is between like Bruce Wayne and Batman.
yeah.
But that being said, having just rewatched every Superman live action movie and all the Worlds of DC stuff that he was in, I did like the fact that Christopher Reeve's Clark Kent felt so different from his Superman, like polar opposites. And it was, I don't know if I was just like taken aback. I don't know what it was, but the one scene we get of Clark Kent, like at the Daily Planet or whatever, and he's got like this low voice and, hey, I'm Clark Kent. And I was like, you are too cool to be Clark Kent. Like, what are you talking about? So I don't know, like maybe that's just a nitpick on my part of like, what do you like? You're not different enough from your Superman, but that being said, I enjoyed it nonetheless. What do you think?
I think that disconnect is actually quite. I think it's separate, and I think the voice isn't great for Clark Kent. I think it's fine. It's not that. What a minor nitpick for me, at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in terms of like, you see him like walking through the street and he's like clumsy, like, oh, sorry about like that's very Clark Kent, like kind of bumbling, whatever. I think the reason why we don't see that disconnect is we don't actually see a ton of Clark Kent as a reporter or whatever in this movie. We see him in the Daily Planet building maybe twice. I can only think of the first part. He's Clark with Lois a lot, but minor spoiler, I guess. Lois knows he's Superman like in the movie. It's not that there's a big reveal at any point. So
yeah. Why don't we? I mean, guys, no spoilers, as we said, but like the movie's pretty good. Like, I feel like if you were anti Man of Steel and you want something lighter, more akin to that animated series that Javi mentioned and stuff, this is probably going to work for you. If you just like good superhero movies, I feel like this is a pretty good one. It's not my favorite by James Gunn. Most of my spoilers have to do with the fact that Gunn is at the helm of this thing. But it's enjoyable. I think you're gonna have a good, like, it's pretty hard to go into this and I feel like have a bad time. And all of my negatives on the movie are nitpick things that like I didn't even think about until after I was done watching the movie. So go see it if you haven't already. If you're one of the few people, Nick, that hasn't gone to see it yet, he was busy this weekend, but go see it, go check it out. We're gonna talk spoilers now. We're gonna talk spoilers, some of the stuff that we liked, maybe didn't like. I think for me, like the biggest thing is that like James Gunn is doing the James Gunn thing.
Yeah.
And I love his vision as far as like what this world looks like so far. I wasn't in love with most of the dialogue, I gotta be honest. Like, and I like James Gunn's writing, as especially his like storytelling, like especially the Three Guardians films. I think he made a great Suicide Squad movie. It just felt like this one, the dialogue specifically, like he wasn't great at writing dialogue for Superman and Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen the way I would want to see them. I thought his Lex Luthor was great. I thought his writing was good, except maybe a little bit towards the end when he kind of became a brat and started like just knocking over pencils, like pick it up, like okay, like all right, like I prefer the maniacal like super evil genius, not the baby who's like whining about stuff. But I thought the scene was still funny. It just like I felt like it didn't fit. So most of my issues come to the fact that like it's James Gunn writing the movie and it doesn't feel very Superman-y. But I also, like I said at the top, have no basis on that. Like I've only seen the movies, I haven't read the books. What did you think about his direction for this overall?
Yeah, I think it kind of he got the vibe mostly right of like what the Superman universe is like all his coworkers at the Daily Planet and all the like kind of crazy characters in it. I do think you're right that there's like too many James Gunn isms, which is one of the problems that's one thing that I was kind of worried about when they announced that when he announced that he was going to write and direct it, was like, is this going to be a little too Guardiansy? It was a little too Guardiansy for me in certain points, which is I love the Guardians movies, but
Yeah.
certain movies and certain characters shouldn't be the same thing. So like Batman, obviously, if this was a Batman movie, this would be the worst Batman movie that's ever been made.
Sure.
It'd be like this incredibly too goofy. Like James Gunn, I think he's a great director. I think he should stay away from Batman on a like writing, unless he's with Superman, because I think that's a cool dynamic that I think he might be able to do. Regardless, yeah, but I think the Lex Luthor thing. I think this might be the best Lex Luthor we've gotten in live action. As a movie.
Him and Michael Rosenbaum are like
Rosenbaum's great.
Yeah. I love Smallville, and I think that but Holt like knocked it out of the park. The scene with him with the gun playing roulette and killing the dude was incredible. Like maybe the best scene in the movie. I've only seen it the one time. It's been almost a week at this point, but yeah, incredible stuff. I felt like there was my biggest issue was like I felt like, again, this is such a nitpick, but there's plot holes / conveniences for the sake of the joke. So, for instance, at the end, Kara shows up and is like, "Hey, where's my dog? I'm drunk. I'm Kara." Didn't love seeing a drunk Kara. I don't know if that's just me. It felt weird. And then Clark is like, "Oh, she goes to planets with red suns so that she can get drunk." Well, then how is she still drunk on this planet if she has the regular sun? Why is she still drunk? How'd she get back here to begin with if she didn't have her powers on a planet with a red sun? So it's just like little stuff like that. I'm like, you're going for the joke of the drunk college girl with her dog saying bitches and woo, but it's at the expense of like the lore you're setting up in the movie. And that annoys me. That being, and I felt like that there were a lot of moments like that where like he didn't let the emotional moment land. Yeah. Other than the Pa Kent scene, I thought was really good. But there were a lot of moments where like the emotional moments didn't land because we had to tell a joke or we had to like do like a giant thing in the back that the Justice Gang is fighting. And we have this really emotional conversation going on, but I'm fucking distracted because you have this fight going on in the background. So just like the little things like that where I'm like, it doesn't ruin the movie for me by any means. And he still has his flair for visuals, the whole thing with Superman and Metamorpho and the baby and like falling through like the river of like whatever the fuck. Like that was incredible. I thought that was great. Just like not what I expected or was looking forward to in a Superman, if that makes sense, but still enjoyable. Anything to you stick out?
Yeah, those are fair critiques. I think one of my biggest problems was here's a minor nitpick and here's a slightly less minor nitpick. I think let's start with the minor one. I think Baby Joey was unnecessary. I think it's kind of funny, kind of cute, but it's like, I don't know, like we just got Metamorpho. You don't need to introduce his baby son Joey. Like Metamorpho is already kind of out there that you're just like, this is Metamorpho, we can do whatever. And he's got a baby who's green and you're like, what? Why? I get it. It's in the comics. It's not. I get it, but it's just weird that you just be like, no, he wants to be a good person, and that's why he's helping or whatever. It's just like,
Sure.
I don't know. I think Crypto was a little overused. I think there was a little too much Crypto in the movie. I like Crypto, by the way. Like, I think he's a interesting cat. When they were like, we're doing Crypto in this movie, I'm like, sweet, fantastic. I think he's just used a little too much, and I think it gets a little repetitive. Where like, yeah, all right, he's a dog, but he's a super dog. I get it. Yeah.
Well, and that was like one of those moments that like didn't land for me, where like Lex and Clark are finally, or Superman are finally having their back and forth at the end, right? And then Crypto just like bashes in just to beat up Lex. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. Like, when it happens, it's shocking. It's like, oh, but it ruins the moment of the speech. Because now every time I watch that movie, I'm not going to be listening to the really good speech that Clark is giving, Superman's giving, but because I know there's the joke coming at the end to like button it. So again, those are the types of moments in the movie that I was just like, what are we doing here, man? Like this isn't fun. So on the whole, I think it's a very good movie. There's a lot of stuff I really liked. I thought Mr. Terrific was
so good.
Great.
Great character in general. They adapted him perfectly in this movie. They adapted most of these characters almost perfectly.
Yeah, Guy Gardner was great.
So good. Yeah, go ahead.
I love Isabella Merced as an actress in general. I thought she was really, really great in her limited role. Rachel Brosnahan, I thought was a good Lois. Very
Probably
good
the best Lois we've gotten, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I do not like Amy Adams as Lois. I love Amy.
Love Amy Adams. I don't like her as Lois. I agree.
Yeah, I do not like her as Lois. I thought Rachel was a very, very good Lois. And I like that they didn't feel the need, and this was probably very much on purpose, to overdo teases for the rest of the universe. Like, it's very much like you could watch this movie in 15 years and it could feel very contained, and I like that it doesn't have like a bunch of buttons at the end, though in the future when we get more movies we're probably going to see the connected dots, but as of right now, like, I like that it feels pretty contained. Overall, where does this kind of like rank for you as far as like DC Superman, like, as a whole? Like, I know you said you like this version of the character probably the most, but
yeah, I don't know. So in terms of like overall DC, like especially if you're going worlds of DC, I think it's like slightly above or below. I need to think about it a little bit more. Like Shazam, which is pretty high up there for like worlds of DC at least. I think it's like Shazam and the Suicide Squad and this movie and like Wonder Woman, I guess, like right under that or something like that. I don't know. I'd need to.
Did you like it? Did you like it more or less? Or let me say this. Did you like it more than any of Gunn's other comic book outings? So any of the Guardians or any of or Suicide Squad?
I'm not super hot on Guardians 2, and it might be better than the Suicide Squad, but in a different way. So like I think the Suicide Squad fit a specific vibe. It's much more out there in terms of crazy, wacky stuff. If you like crazy, wacky stuff, that's the Suicide Squad over Superman for sure. But I think and I don't know if I probably had a more fun time with it than Guardians 3. But I think Guardians
a downer of a movie, to be fair.
Yeah, but I liked Guardians 3. I don't know. I think in terms of like entertainment aspect, it's probably 2. I think Guardians 1 is just it's one of those perfect like comic book movies that you're just like, this is great. Nothing can beat this.
Yeah, I agree with that. Guardians 1, I think, is still the creme de la creme. I think this is pretty on par for me with Suicide Squad and Guardians 3. I've seen Guardians 1 a bajillion times, and the second one I've seen quite a bit. That's probably the lowest on the list for me. I think that he went a little overboard on that one. But, humor, but I thought this was a really fun movie. Thanks for coming to talk to me about it, Javi. Very quickly, which was fun. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to send it back to Nick and Tim. They're doing something. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something. If you're watching the solo video, then you're not going to see Nick and Tim. You're not going to see them. This is the end of the video. Peace out. You're just seeing us. But if you're watching this in round 4, we're sending it back. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with more reviews, more stuff very soon. Thanks, Avi. See you next time. Nick, you're back.
Yeah.
Amazing that the movie that you just saw was only like 20 minutes.
It was on 2 times speed.
Ooh, that was what we call a callback. All right, Nick, your 10 seconds begins now.
I genuinely thought it was actual shit. I hated it. There was way too much going on. The tone was all over the place. Everything was wasted. Sorry, every now and then you just need a good origin, because if you skip over, 3 years and the first 3 months of a relationship, it's kind of hard to connect with it. So that at the end, when you're like, oh, look, my parents that you've talked to once in the movie, I don't really feel a whole lot of connection to it. And they ruined Supergirl in one scene.
That was Nick's 30-second review of Superman.
That was definitely not 30. Maybe like
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Not a chance.
07 to 37 is what you did. I watched.
No.
Yeah. But you got a lot of information out there. So Nick didn't like the picture.
Hated it.
But don't worry, guys, because next week, Nick and I are reviewing Smurfs, which is coming to theaters this week. This is what would happen. We would actually decide to do that. You would go see the movie and actually really like it. That's what would end up. That's what would end up happening.
I'd come back and I'd be like, well, at least it wasn't fucking Superman.
You're like, listen, I'm a straight shooter. I'm going to tell it how it is. When I see it, here's what it is.
Or if I had a beard, I thought it was cool.
Nick, you know what we didn't do tonight?
What's that, Tim?
Say welcome to round 4. And also, we never said anything about fandom or Fanzone. We didn't recap anything.
We can do a recap.
You want to talk? Yeah, let's talk about fandom.
Yeah, all right. We'll do a quick recap. So, where are we in the shed? This is coming out. Today's the 22nd, 21st.
21st, yes.
So that means we got big things going on this upcoming week, but big things also just happened. The semifinals of both the Omega and the Alpha tournament just happened.
That's true.
We've seen 2 of the 3 teams contender matches. So 2 of the tickets punched are Rule of 2 and Posse Galore. We have the finals of both tournaments determined. We'll start with the Omega tournament, which you're not going to see until Summer Nights. It's going to be part of Summer Nights. Brandon defeated Maria. Brandon beat Bridget. Brandon versus Bridget was actually one of the closest matches we've seen. Brandon was looking much more like the Brandon we thought would be in the tournament, which is just unfortunate that Maria had to face him because Maria's been doing really well. But the big story is what happened in the Alpha tournament. It feels like Rue and Robert have played each other 100 times, but they've never actually played. I thought they had played before, but this was their first match.
Wow.
And it really felt like 2 Titans going up against each. I use this a lot, and I probably said it in the match, Titans? This analogy, and it's a weird analogy. The Karate Kid tournament in the 2010 remake.
Okay.
There's a kid with a mohawk.
Yeah.
He goes like this before he fights.
Okay.
And he's doing really good. Like, he's beating up people. He's beating like the Golden Dragons guys as well, and he's kind of looking like he might win. And then he fights the bad guy in the semifinals, like the ultimate bad guy, and loses, and the bad guy goes on to the finals, but it's like a close match, and it's kind of like East meets West, like this is a really big face-off, but it's not the final face-off, but it feels like it could be. That's kind of what Rue versus Robert felt like. Rue came out on top in a great match. Robert, we hadn't played before round 1, so he was still kicking off some dust. Rue's done nothing but play this whole year.
Yeah.
So Rue punches his ticket to the finals against what I think we all thought would be the number 1 seed, Joe Fairley. But wouldn't you know it, Tim?
That little guy did it.
Yeah. I think upset of the year is locked.
He's such a little bitch too. I love Javi so much, and I told him this. I was like, dude, the match opens right, and he's just like, Joe's gonna win. Well, he's gonna win, and I'm gonna lose, but that's okay. Da, 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 da. And then he wins and has the biggest smile on his face. I love Joe, I really do. Joe's got shit going on though, so like, and
Yeah.
Javi, and so for Javi to win this, I think that's really special.
Yeah. And Joe did
Like,
great.
I wish he would just have a little more confidence in himself. Come on, Javi.
I agree,
can do
but
it.
taking Joe's place, like he could beat Rue.
Oh yeah,
He played Rue once before, earlier in the year in the triple threat, but the triple threat is kind of an asterisk because like all three of those guys were given really short notice,
yes,
and Rue was the only one who seemed to spin something he liked.
ooh, fair.
Not taking away, like Rue knocked out two very good people at the same time, but with that short of a notice, and
That's
it
fair.
just seemed to be how it works. So I don't think that will necessarily be a reference on the matches next week, which actually sees Wrong Side of the River using their last one standing
That's right.
contender match against Cabin 66.
Oh,
That'll be the first match, and then the finals of the Alpha tournament is next week.
how are we already here?
What?
I said, how are we already here?
Shit's been flying, dude.
Like, man, time flies.
But it's Javi versus Rue. Again, first time those two have played one-on-one.
Is it controversial
Yes.
to have the take that this season of Fandom is really good?
No.
This is a good season.
It's very good. Big fan.
Shit's going cuckoo. I love it. This is
Agreed.
fantastic.
Those are the only two matches for next week. We figured they're big enough they could stand on their own. Didn't need any undercards or anything like that. And then the week after that is a series of lower level matches getting you ready for Summer Nights, because you'll see 0-1 rookies come back and play each other. You'll see 0-1 teams come back and play each other. So Josh Forbes, John Carlo, Spencer Redford, Nick Van Dinther, Vettel Lemire, Tom, all these teams that got knocked out in their debut. Popcorn Prodigies, Welcome to Fandom Bitches returning, Born Who Lived. They'll all play each other to warm you up as we lead into Summer Nights, which is right around the corner. Gosh,
Summer Nights.
Summer Nights.
Summer Nights.
So yeah, should be sick.
No, it is going to be awesome. I'm really excited for it because we haven't shot all of it yet. So I'm looking forward to it. I think there's going to be some fun stuff ahead for Fandom and Fanzone, because
we skipped over it. I meant to like come back to it, but the Omega tournament finals is set at this point in time. We didn't say who it was. We said who played, but we didn't point out the fact that it's an official Civil War.
Yes.
Silver and gold, Civil War.
Yeah, I'm worried because there was some smack talk behind the scenes. I don't want to say what, but Bridget was throwing out some haymakers like stay hydrated. Maria was throwing out stuff like I love Bridget, she's the best.
Yeah.
Cool. It's gonna be intense. Like I'm expecting sparks to fly. Indeed. In a bad way, not in the good way where like when you get electrocuted but you kind of like it, like the bad way. Yeah.
Question, Tim, do you think it's more nerve-wracking to play in a title match or a retirement match?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think genuinely it depends. I know that's not the answer you want to hear. I think the answer is title match. But I think it does depend, because if you have two people in a retirement match where they are genuinely here just to have fun and they're gonna continue to play in teams and they're gonna like continue to be part of the community and stuff, I feel less bad.
Guess we'll see.
Especially if they've put themselves in that situation of like, they're not playing great.
Guess we'll see. No, I do think it's cool, and I think I said this at the Omega tournament match, which will open Summer Nights. It'll be the first match. Summer Nights. It is cool that players who aren't at the top of the rankings get to play in what feels like a very high stakes match.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Was I think in this instance it is really high because I think Maria and Bridget are both playing really well.
True.
And when they're playing well, it sucks to have to be like, well, now we got to say goodbye to one of you guys. But at the same time, I think they're both great people who have told us like they're going to stick around no matter which one wins, which one loses. So I'm very much looking forward to that. The title matches are going to be whoever's in them. It's going to be nasty. Tyler versus Rue again could be gross. Tyler versus Javi, if that happens, would be exciting as hell.
That one's been like in the making for a year now.
Yeah, and then whoever's part of this 4-way, we know 3 of them at this point, but like my goodness gracious, were you hoping you were gonna like be in that?
Which Nick are you talking to?
I am talking to player Nick.
Yes.
Why?
Don't like to lose, Tim.
Oh, not because of like, oh, it'd be a new team challenging for the belt type of thing.
You're talking to player Nick. Player
Yes.
Nick doesn't like to lose.
That's the only motivating factor.
Correct.
Got it. Showrunner Nick.
So glad we didn't win. God.
That's fair. What am I playing again? What the hell?
Would have ruined every plan I had. You're playing an Act 4.
Oh, can you say who I'm playing?
Nope.
Am I playing with Tyler?
Maybe.
All right. Debate. Watch it. The tournament's going very well. I'm trying to remember. I should probably just like pull it up. But we've been.
I know Jacoby versus Nazario just dropped. So and whatever's next after that.
Oh yeah. So we have a before our finals of the tournament. Yes. So we have oh god, the match from hell. We have Mike Hanley and Kaiser going. That happened yesterday.
We know who's in the finals, right?
Yes. It's
like who's challenging for the title?
No. Sorry, we know who's in the finals of the tournament to the contender match.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that hasn't aired yet.
I think it aired yesterday.
No, it didn't. It airs on the 27th.
It does?
That's what the schedule says. So that's what I'm going off.
Let's make sure.
I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at the schedule.
Oh, yes. Okay, the match from hell aired yesterday.
The match from hell aired yesterday. Listen, I mean this in the best possible way. Kaiser versus Mike is maybe one of the best matches ever filmed. Spoiler alert. But because it aired yesterday, and so I'm going to spoil this match. It took us. I set up that match in April. We shot it at the beginning of July. Took forever. Multiple issues. I had something come up one night. Mike had multiple things come up. I think even at one point, we started with the judges as Nick and Brian, and it ended up being Payson and Kirk. And in that part, somewhere in there, Mark was a judge at one point. I think Javi was a judge at another point. Like, this thing went through hell. We finally get to the night. We finally go to shoot it. And we start the match, and I realize that Mike picked 2 general movie categories instead of 1 and a fandom. And nobody said anything. I didn't catch it when I wrote the questions. Nothing. So for 3 months, we sat there waiting to shoot it, and the questions weren't even correct technically. But we still had a lot of fun. There was only one fandom question, but it was really, really fun match. Very entertaining. There's one point in this match, if you haven't seen it yet, it's in the first question, where there's like a minute and a half left on the clock, in the main round, and Mike looks up at the camera and goes, "How much fucking time is left?" It is pure gold. It is fantastic. And Nazario was there to manage Mike. So good stuff. Because managers in debate. But yeah, next week, or coming up later this week, is the finals, the contender match to send it to the title match at Summer Nights. And that will be Joe versus Nazario. I believe it is the second time they've played. So that'll be very good. Yeah. So lots of fun stuff going on at the channel.
Men Summer Nights.
Nick, any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Join us in 2 weeks as we recap Summer Nights. And we'll do that live Q&A.
Yeah.
Fun. And yeah, keep on keeping on.
Thank you to those who watch.
Lots of good shit to come.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I am hyped for Act 4. Act 4 is banging, as they say.
Indeed.
And we'll talk about it in 2 weeks. So thank you guys for watching. We will see you very soon with all of the things, Summer Nights, so on and so forth. Summer Nights. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.